Epictetus. From slave to world's most sought-after philosopher. 3 exercises and the 50 best quotes on life from the Greek Stoic philosopher Epictetus. Introduction. Born a slave, nearly 2,000 years ago in Hierapolis, Epictetus was a Greek Stoic philosopher with a complicated life. His owner gave him the permission to pursue liberal studies, and it is how Epictetus discovered philosophy through the Stoic Musonius Rufus, who became his teacher and mentor. Later, Epictetus obtained his freedom shortly after Emperor Nero's death and started teaching philosophy in Rome for nearly 25 years. This lasted until Emperor Domitian famously banished all philosophers in Rome. Epictetus fled to Nicopolis in Greece, where he founded a philosophy school and taught there until his death. Despite his own story, Epictetus' ideas have had an impact on people and society for more than 1,000 years after his death. He had many philosophies that were groundbreaking for the time period he lived in, and are still so important today. Stoicism was a philosophical school of Hellenistic and Roman times. Part of what makes Stoicism fascinating to study is that 3 of its most well-known practitioners ranged widely in terms of where they stood in society. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of the Roman Empire, holding one of the most powerful positions in the world. Think of Seneca, who was an advisor to an emperor, renowned playwright and one of the richest people in the Roman Empire. And then there is Epictetus, on the complete opposite, who was born as a slave. Epictetus, about 50 to 130 AD, like other Stoics, he resembled the Christians in his love of good and hatred of evil. He taught the desirability of wanting nothing more than freedom and peace of mind, and that even the gods could not mar the happiness of persons who rely on their own free will. That is what makes Stoicism so powerful. It can provide timeless principles to help us in both good and bad fortune, no matter our station, our life. Exercises from Epictetus. Remember what is in your control. Epictetus said, "Some things are in our control and others not. Things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever are our own actions. Things not in our control are body, property, reputation, command, and, in one word, whatever are not our own actions." The importance of distinguishing things that are under our control and things that are not. It is a reminder not to get angry and upset by things which we cannot influence, such as other people and external events, and to only focus on ourselves, our own behavior. This makes things a bit easier. A humbling reminder of how much happens that we cannot influence, and learning to let go and accept things as they are. Yet at the same time, a powerful reminder that our actions and choices are fully in our own control. Set the standard. Epictetus said, "Never call yourself a philosopher, nor talk a great deal among the unlearned about theorems, but act conformably to them." Thus, at an entertainment, don't talk how persons ought to eat, but eat as you ought. The best leaders rarely talk how things ought to be done, their actions speak for themselves. Think of someone you admired and how many of the lessons came indirectly from the choices that they've made and the example they have set. Similarly, we need to be focused on how we are actually living and what choices we are making. That's where our time and energy will be best spent. Prescribe yourself a character. Immediately prescribe some character and form of conduce to yourself, which you may keep both alone and in company. Epictetus understood how much we act out of habit and how we tend to think that our ways of doing things are set in stone. He admonished his students to set some principles and standards they need to follow and not deviate as much as possible. This is certainly not easy by any stretch, but with small steps, each day reminding us what direction we'd like to go to, we can get closer to the character we wish to have. 50 best quotes on life from the Greek Stoic philosopher Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. A ship should not ride on a single anchor, nor life on a single hope. The flourishing life cannot be achieved until we moderate our desires and see how superficial and fleeting they are. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Small-minded people blame others. Average people blame themselves. The wise see all blame as foolishness. Caretake this moment. Immerse yourself in its particulars. Respond to this person, this challenge, this deed. Quit evasions. Stop giving yourself needless trouble. It is time to really live, to fully inhabit the situation you happen to be in now. Although we can't control which roles are assigned to us, it must be our business to act our given role as best we possibly can and to refrain from complaining about it. Wherever you find yourself and in whatever circumstances, give an impeccable performance. Remember, it is not enough to be hit or insulted to be harmed, you must believe that you are being harmed. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Which is why it is essential that we not respond impulsively to impressions, take a moment before reacting, and you will find it easier to maintain control. Do not try to seem wise to others. If evil be said of thee, and if it be true, correct thyself, if it be a lie, laugh at it. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Thank you for watching the video.